Hello, I am Orange Cat, and this is my analysis of Toonami's ratings from May 11th, 2019. Dragon Ball Super starts the block at a .41 this week. This is a great rating. Went up 600s from last week. First time in the last few weeks we got over that .4 mark. That's a good thing to see from the show. My Hero Academia, I believe, stayed at a .27 this week. Not a bad number at all. It's a decent number. Retention's admittedly a bit shaky. It's been back and forth with retention since going to 1130 spot. Like sometimes I have amazing retention, a couple of numbers that's had been abysmal. Just kind of in between. Although you would like to see it be able to hold more than a .27 out of a .41. Let's just say it was an alright week for the show. Promise Neverland ticks up to a .21. That's good to see. Sword Art Online ticks up to a .21. And then JoJo's Bizarre Adventure ticks up to, you guessed it, a .21. So rock hard retention between those three shows. Mainly, those are also my three favorite shows on the block right now. So I guess a lot of people are feeling the same if they're having virtually the same rating right now. So you have Black Clover right afterwards, still doing pretty well, held steady to .19 this week. Good number to have at that point in the block. And then we get to a point of the block where the block kind of just goes a little downhill in terms of ratings. You have Boruto dropping a few hundreds to a .15 this week. His dad getting a .14 this week. And then Hunter x Hunter still building on Naruto at a .16, albeit that is a drop of 300s. And then you have Attack on Titan Rerun getting a .12 this week. So, in general, I said this was an alright week for the block. Really, the block is very dependent on how Dragon Ball Super does. So when I first saw that at .41, I just knew the rest of the numbers were at the very least going to be acceptable. The one issue maybe I have in general is just my hair could. I feel like Boruto would have gotten a .31 or .30 out of that spot. You might be like, but right now it's only getting a .13, .15. That's a horrible number. What makes you think it would have gotten a .3 earlier? It's like, well, because a few weeks ago it did when it was there. It's just a type of show thing. Like, which show pairs well with Dragon Ball Super? I think Boruto's the best one out of all of those. You could say, well, Shippuden is because, if you're talking to a more casual anime fan about anime, the first ones they're going to think of is, yeah, Dragon Ball or Naruto. I totally remember ninja running in middle school, stuff like that. But Boruto fits pretty well too. It's currently in a more or less a bit of a filler arc. It's going to be that way for about another 20 something episodes, I believe. So it'd be a good place to just throw people in there. Like you could start watching now and probably understand things well enough to continue on. You can't with My Hero Academia. You're right in the middle of plot. Basically, here on out, you're going to kind of have to have known everything that happens beforehand in order to understand or really get into the show. So I don't think My Hero Academia should be put more in a primary slot in the block because of that. And it's only going to get worse, I believe, in a couple weeks where it becomes the premier slot in the block at 12:30. So imagine you're a casual Adult Swim fan. You're like, you know what? I'm going to watch through a bit, I'm going to watch anime tonight too, So you're watching Family Guy at 10 o'clock. You're having fun. And then at 10:30, you're expecting like another episode of Family Guy. But then all of a sudden you get freaking My Hero Academia start. And it probably starts right in the middle of like a fight scene or something. And you'd be like, what the hell is this? Like, why are these freaking 14-year-olds fighting each other, fighting this guy with hands on his face and stuff? It's just the type of thing, it's not going to keep people on. If anything, they're just going to turn it off and then tune back at 11 o'clock when Dragon Ball's on. Because that's what a lot of people come to watch. Really, the success of the rest of the block depends on, are the people who are watching Dragon Ball Super feeling, you know what, I'm going to watch through the block, or admittedly, quite a bit is people who just leave the TV on all night, People with a Nielsen box leave the TV on all night. That's what it counts towards. But that's just really what Toonami is at right now. Maybe with Attack on Titan 1130, since it is a bigger name, it does have somewhat of a widespread appeal. Maybe it helps retain viewers. I mean, it's still not a good thing in general to go from Dragon Ball Super and then a full hour later to have lost half that by The Promised Neverland when you had a .21 you know. But I'm still really amped because a lot of these shows are getting towards good conclusions. Like Promise Neverland's like halfway through a short run. Sword Art Online, I believe, is only a few weeks away from like the end of the core or cores or whatever they call it. Like they're almost halfway done with Sword Art Online. JoJo's only got 4 episodes left, and oh my god, it's amazing right now. Diamond is Unbreakable. I have to promote it right now. Like, you could have jumped in maybe a few weeks ago when they started the Pulp Fiction parody, and although you wouldn't fully understand everything, I think you could have gotten great enjoyment about what's been going on, especially if you like Pulp Fiction, because they do take some indirect references from there. I'm a fan of Pulp Fiction, so I guess that's why I really got into the July the 15th thing. But yeah, in general, I mean, yeah, that's really all I have to say about this week. Generally decent ratings, and I was right. The thing I was pointing out, I was right about what I have in the title here. I was right that JoJo was not killing the block. Actually, I'm not sure about Sword Art Online because Showbuzz Daily did not mention it as a premiere, so it wasn't featured in like the top cable ratings. But JoJo's Bizarre Adventure actually slightly built on Promise Neverland. That's not killing the block if you're building on shows beforehand. You know, I like the idea of JoJo's. I'm not like a devout fan. I'm not doing Harodal to everyone or anything, but it's a great show. I really love the general franchise, what it's been so far. I'm really looking forward to whenever they get Golden Wind. I'm probably gonna watch that whole thing when that gets dubbed. And that's really all I have to say. I am thank again. Thank you for the subscriptions. I've gotten a big boost lately because of the video where I talked about the episode of Arthur where Mr. Ratburn came out of the closet. I like to thank all my new subscribers. I like to thank all the sudden jump in traffic I got because of that. You guys are great. Thank you very much. I am Orange Cat, and that is all.